When you talk about Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, you're looking at two of the most resilient and polarizing figures in professional wrestling, but with vastly different roads to the top. Both men have been to the highest highs, endured crushing setbacks, and have clawed their way back to relevance on their own terms. The parallels are uncanny, but it's their differences that have made their conflict so combustible. CM Punk, the voice of the voiceless, a man who prides himself on being an outsider, who walked away from WWE at the height of his career, disillusioned by what he saw as a toxic system. Punk stood for anti-establishment, for change, for rebellion. When he left, he slammed the door behind him, and for years, he trashed not just the company, but the locker room, the corporate suits, and even the fans. When he returned, it was supposed to be a glorious comeback of a man who'd been proven right. But Drew McIntyre sees it differently. Drew McIntyre is a man who was once crowned as the chosen one, but hit rock bottom when WWE released him in 2014. He didn't cut a podcast railing against the company. He reinvented himself, hitting the independent circuit, working harder than ever, and earning every bit of respect on his way back to WWE. Drew's philosophy is simple: hard work, dedication, and loyalty pay off. To him, CM Punk's return reeks of entitlement, of someone who abandoned the fans and is now cashing in on the work that Drew and others like him have done to make WWE a global juggernaut again. The tension has always been there, bubbling beneath the surface. Backstage reports from years ago hinted at a real-life friction between the two, with Punk often dismissing McIntyre as nothing more than a corporate stooge, someone who couldn't hack it outside the WWE bubble. Drew, in turn, felt Punk was nothing more than a loudmouth who talked a big game but lacked the backbone to stick around when things got tough. But it wasn't until Punk's shocking return to WWE that the tensions came out in full force. In fiery promos, McIntyre has called out Punk for everything, from his abandonment of the fans, to his criticisms of WWE, to his so-called Second City Savior act that, in Drew's eyes, is nothing more than a hypocritical facade. Drew sees himself as the standard bearer for the locker room, the man who carried the company through the pandemic era and beyond, and is not about to let someone like Punk just waltz in there and take his spot. Punk, ever the provocateur, has leaned into this. He's called McIntyre a company puppet. A man with a chip on his shoulder who's bitter that he never became the global star WWE once promised him. Punk's arrogance, his knack for cutting to the core of someone's insecurities, has only fueled the fire. In recent weeks, their promos have blurred the lines between reality and storyline, as both men have taken very real, very personal shots at each other. You can feel the genuine disdain, and that's what makes this rivalry so compelling. Now, with these two finally set to face off in Hell in a Cell, it's more than just a match. It's a battle of ideologies. Punk, the rebellious outsider, versus McIntyre, the hard-working loyalist. It's a clash of two men who see themselves as the rightful leader of WWE's future. And trust me when I say, when these two finally meet, it's going to be more than just a wrestling match. It's going to be a war for the soul of WWE. This rivalry is so hot because it's not just about a title. It's about personal glory. It's about legacy. It's about respect. It's about two men who have fought their entire lives to prove that they are the best. And now, only one of them can walk out this feud, the undisputed top dog in WWE.